This is my top 10 list of hamster cages for 2024 for the UK and Europe. This list is only for commercial cages that don't need any DIY or only need minimal adaptations. All the cages on the list are the equivalent of 100 centimetres by 50 centimetres or larger, which is the minimum recommended size for all species of hamster, in line with 3 UK pet charity recommendations, and is also the minimum recommended size in Germany. The choice of cages is based on size, ease of use, good access to the hamster and for cleaning, and value for money, and is my own personal choice. There are some new cages and enclosures on the list this year, and it seems manufacturers have been listening to welfare charities and hamster owners. All the cages on this list will also need a suitable sized wheel for the species of hamster. The cheapest cage on this list is £55 and the most expensive is £279. So onto the list. At number 10 is the Hamster Home's wood tank style cage. This is made by a small UK company and reports are that the quality is very good and the wood a good thickness. It's 120 centimetres wide by 60 centimetres deep and 50 centimetres tall. The company also provide pet safe waterproofing sealant to paint it with. It has a perspex front and a mesh top opening roof. It's an excellent size for all species of hamster, and the reason it's only at number 10 is the price. It costs £279. The company also make legs or a stand for this enclosure, but they will be an additional cost. Some hamsters will chew wood cages, but it's supposed to be a very sturdy one and is less likely to be chewed out of than the paw hut type cages, which are thinner wood. This cage is available in the UK. You would need to inquire with the company whether or not they ship to Europe. At number 9 is the cheapest cage on the list. This is a new barred cage from Pets at Home, which is 95.3 centimetres wide by 57 centimetres deep by 41 centimetres tall, and it's a good height for dwarf hamsters, but not really tall enough to fit a Syrian-sized wheel, and enough bedding as well. This is an excellent price for a very large cage, and the reason it's only at number 9 is that it only has small access doors. One small door on the front and 2 small doors on top, which makes for difficult access to the hamster and for cleaning. It would mean taking the bars off for spot cleaning and cleaning. Pets at Home don't state what size the bar spacing is, but they say it's suitable for hamsters and mice, so it should be 1 centimetre or less bar spacing. It's great to see a hamster cage of a suitable size at such a low price, and if you're okay with the small doors and have a hamster that comes to the door or hops on your hand, it could be a good budget option, although some people would find the lack of a large door frustrating. It would need cardboard, grass mats or perspex inside the bars to achieve deeper bedding, and that could be a slight issue with taking the bars off for cleaning. If the deeper bedding was just at one end, however, it would be easier to achieve by lifting the other end and removing some of the substrate before taking the bars off. This cage is only available in the UK. At number 8 is the LaOla enclosure from Rodipet in Germany, who ship to the UK. This tank-style enclosure is a great size. It's 120 centimetres wide by 50 centimetres deep by 60 centimetres tall, so it has plenty of room for deep bedding and is the largest tank-style enclosure available under £200. It's wipe clean and fits together like a jigsaw. It's made from coated wood and MDF and suitable for all species of hamsters, but Rodipet do warn that some female Syrians have managed to chew their way out of this. This costs about £199, which is a conversion from euros, and Rodipet also make a slightly smaller 100 centimetre version that costs about £171. Rodipet quality is known to be very good, and the reason it's only at number 8 is because of the cost. At number 7 is the Holzart 100, another wood tank style enclosure which I believe is imported from Germany and is sold by Scallywag's Pet Shop in the UK. It can either be bought flat pack or they can assemble it for you if you collect it. It's reported to be well made with good solid wood, and the shelves can be left out or attached where you want when assembling. It also has a front opening door as well as a top opening door, which is a big benefit and not common in tank style cages. Delivery is apparently by pallet shipping, which might cost extra. It's 100 centimetres wide by 50 centimetres deep by 50 centimetres tall, and the price is informed as £160. Scallywags also sell a slightly larger 115 centimetre version of this enclosure, which also has a front opening door. The contact details for Scallywags are in the video description. This enclosure is also available in Europe. At number 6 is the Savic Plaza 100 cage. This has been a very popular basic cage for hamsters. It dismantles for storage and cleaning and has good access with a large front opening door, which is good for interaction with the hamster on their level and spot cleaning or cleaning by the large door without the need to remove the bars. It's a good cage, but at 50 centimetres deep doesn't have as much floor area as some other cages, and there are some larger cages available for not much more money. The Savic Plaza is available from Pets at Home for £80 and also from Amazon. It usually costs more at Amazon. Bar spacing is quoted as 9.5mm, but I measure it as more like 8mm, so it's suitable for all species of hamster except the smallest of Roborovsky hamsters. Deeper bedding can be achieved with cardboard or perspex bedding panels or grass mats inside the cage. The cage is quite tall for a dwarf hamster if there's not enough bedding in it, so it would be essential to have at least 10 inches of bedding if using the cage for a dwarf hamster to avoid injury from fall risks. This cage is available in the UK and Europe. At number 5 is the Ferplast Criceti 100. This cage is slightly deeper than the Savic Plaza 100, so has more floor area, but it doesn't have front access, although it does have a very large top door. This cage is 95 centimetres long by 57 centimetres deep by 50 centimetres tall and has 1 centimetre bar spacing. This cage would be suitable for Syrian hamsters and maybe for larger dwarf hamsters due to the bar spacing, but again for safety it would be essential to have at least 10 inches of bedding in the cage for dwarf hamsters to effectively reduce the height for safety. Dwarf hamster owners might want to choose something with smaller bar spacing. The Ferplast Criceti 100 costs £139.99 from Wayfair or £147 direct from Ferplast. This cage is available in the UK and Europe. At number 4 is another tank-style cage, the Bucatstate 100. This is a metal frame with perspex panels, and as well as a top opening roof, it also has a front opening door, which is a big benefit. It's very popular for this reason, for front access for interaction to the hamster and spot cleaning. However, there are larger barred cages available that cost less money. The Bucatstate 100 is 100 centimetres by 50 centimetres by 52.5 centimetres tall and costs £178. It only seems to be available from Amazon in the UK. At number 3 is the Barney Cage from Zooplus, which is now shipping to the UK again after being unavailable for quite a long time since the pandemic and Brexit. It is great news for people who want a large barred cage with narrow bar spacing suitable for dwarf hamsters. The narrow 7mm bar spacing also means bedding doesn't really fall out, and I say that from experience, depending on what bedding you use, so there is no need for the expensive perspex panels or to use grass mats or cardboard inside the bars. The base is also quite a bit deeper than most barred cages at 17 centimetres tall, as opposed to the usual 15 centimetre deep bases, so this cage would be quite easy to achieve deep bedding. At 46 centimetres tall, and I believe the internal height is more like 43-44 centimetres tall, it's better suited for dwarf hamsters and Syrian hamsters, as it wouldn't be tall enough to fit an 11-inch wheel plus enough bedding depth. However, it would be possible to use it for a Syrian with deep bedding at one end only, but there are better options available for Syrian hamsters. This cage comes with a wood shelf and ladder and a wood house, which are good accessories and could save some money. Most people paint wood shelves and houses with pet-safe plastic coat, water-based liquid enamel paint to make them wipe clean. It has 2 small doors on the front, which is not the easiest for front access, but it also has a very large door on top as well, so access is good on this cage for spot cleaning or accessing the hamster without having to take the bars off. This would be an excellent 100 centimetre barred cage for dwarf hamsters. It comes with a basic 8-inch wheel as well. The price is unfortunately higher than it used to be before the pandemic, but all cages seem to have increased in price since 2020. Zooplus sell it for £91.39, which includes free shipping from Germany. At number 2 is the Savic Plaza 120. This is the largest barred cage available with hamster-sized bar spacing, although there is one slightly taller, which I'll come to in a moment. This was my number 1 choice of cage last year, as it's such an amazing size with a huge amount of floor space and one of the largest commercial cages you can buy for £100. It's basically the same as the Savic Plaza 100 but much bigger. It's 118 centimetres wide by 64 centimetres deep and 52 centimetres tall with the same bar spacing. Officially 9.5mm, but I measure it as about 8mm. In addition to the large front door, it also has a large top door, so it has great accessibility for ease of use, cleaning out without removing the bars, and for access and interaction with the hamster. I have this cage and feel it's an ideal cage for a Syrian hamster. The extra depth makes a huge difference to the amount of enrichment you can provide, and it's extremely good value for money. It's now easily available and has been on sale at Pets at Home since December 2023 for £100, including free postage. Some minor adaptation is needed to achieve deeper bedding by using cardboard or perspex panels inside the bars or grass mats. Again, for a dwarf hamster, the bedding would need to be at least 10 inches deep to avoid fall risks from a height. As with the Plaza 100, it dismantles for storage or if needing to disinfect the cage at some point. This cage is available in the UK and Europe. My number one cage is an exciting new cage. I find it exciting anyway. The Savic LaOla Plexi 120. This cage has only recently been released in Europe, and as with most new releases, it often doesn't become widely available in the UK for some months, although it is possible to get hold of one. This is basically the same cage as the Savic Plaza 120, but effectively has a base that holds 10 inches of bedding without needing any adaptation. The dimensions are the same lengthwise and widthwise at 118 centimetres by 64 centimetres, but it's 10 centimetres taller at 62 centimetres and has a 10 centimetre taller base by way of 10 centimetres of perspex, which sits between the 15 centimetre cage base and the barred section. I hope that bit makes sense, but what this effectively does is give a barred cage with a 25 centimetre base. In addition, it has very narrow bar spacing of 6.5 millimeters, which means the bar spacing is suitable for all species of hamster, including small Roborovskis. It still has the same large front door and large top door for excellent access for cleaning and interaction with the hamster without needing to remove the bars. I don't yet have a price for this cage, but it's likely to cost more than the Plaza 120, but probably much less than most tank cages. As it's 62 centimetres tall, it would be essential for owners to actually use at least 10 inches of bedding, or the cage would be too tall and there would be fall risks. And for dwarf hamsters, the bedding would need to be even deeper than 10 inches for this reason. But as mentioned earlier about the Barney Cage, the narrow bar spacing means the bedding won't fall out, depending what bedding you're using. But something like paper bedding or KT Clean and Cozy would be fine. And 6.5 millimeters is very narrow bar spacing, so it's possible to achieve very deep bedding. This is a fantastic cage for a Syrian hamster in my opinion, and for all species of hamster, providing it's set up carefully and with enough bedding depth, and I will definitely be getting one. In the UK, Zoar Pet Store in Wales can order you one in until it becomes more widely available. However, it can take some time to get one ordered in. They do either click and collect or pallet delivery, but the cost of pallet delivery would be extra. I've put the link to the store in the description. This cage is also available in Europe. I hope this video has helped you decide on the best cage or enclosure for your circumstances and your hamster's needs. Hamster cages are not cheap, not everyone can do DIY, and DIY is not always cheap either. The cheapest option is probably a second-hand version of one of the cages listed above, and there are usually plenty of second-hand Savic Plaza 100s available for £30 to £40. For a longer list of suitable and available cages and enclosures and information about DIY options, please visit the Hamster Forum. The link is in the description. Thank you for watching and feel free to comment or ask any questions. Bye for now.